circles we have just don't mesh unless we are in a family get-together. Ever felt like the black sheep in the family? Well, try getting sent to a mental institution. Why? Because you called yourself in to say, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I know that I'm here to help bring true peace to this world. And in the process, the outside thought I was absurd and crazy, out of my mind. I didn't disagree, because what I'd done is lost my mind and fell into the heart of who and whose I am. I stand, voice it before you to say, you too have greatness in your own way within your heart. It's time to turn within to strengthen the threefold flame of power and wisdom and love. They are the three flames, and when we tie them together, that's when we grow the flame within our souls that help us remember just who and whose we are. It's time, my friends, for us to understand that the end is another new beginning. We enter into new levels, and then we meet new devils. It's just the nature of how this matrix works, my friend, and it's time for us to know the black magic only works when they tell us what they're doing, which is why they have shown us all their plans and made us laugh about how insane that could be, and yet it's what they all have planned. I shouldn't say they all, because the truth is there are many innocents involved in this inverted, perverted reality that we live in. It is true that we all can get better if only we can connect with ones who stand for love and truth, and that is what wisdom is. Not just wisdom, not just knowledge. Wisdom is when that knowledge gets embodied through experience, and then we say, oh my, and yes, this is what it is. We have come here to find where the energy veils have covered up who and whose we thought we were, so we can be together. I'm going to where Justin Bieber lives. It's true. When he was a young man, that's where his start began. And one day someone might want to go where I was born, and maybe they will or not care. I care less for who others will remember me to be in terms of my kin, I say. But it's not true, because what I do for them, even though the ones that are here don't get it. They think I'm out of my mind. I'm grateful I didn't come into this level of awareness till later, because there's no chance I would have been able to make it through all of what led till now, when all of the veils get lifted and people see. I love my family, it's true. And what I know is that the nuclear model is sick. Holy shit, I just realized that the nuclear war that we've been warned of could be the family units that we grow in, that keep us thinking that our own are all that matter to us. That is how we have become sick and got away from the village. mentality where we all work together. Instead, we just live in common spaces and call them communities, but don't like to actually participate, which is why when we moved online, so many were fine. They didn't understand how this fit into the nuclear war upon us now. Why else would they call it a nuclear family? My God, my eyes, they open so wide, and then I say, oh no. That is when I choose my own path, it's true. I turn down a new street, turn a leaf over. That is the four-leaf clover. I hope that you're well. I send a peace sign to you and hope that you will salute yourself to victory, where we are able to send peace out because we have it within, my friends. I hope you have a great day. The sun is with us. I'm not a feature, it's true. We are part of something far more powerful than before we ever thought was, because we were told that God is some guy on a cloud up in heaven, casting his judgments and banishing those who don't listen down to the pits of hell. And what I tell you, I think that is wrong. I think that hell really is just fear, that is false evidence appearing real. It's true, I missed a finger lifting just as we drew near to the end of fear, and it's true. I say finger lifting in terms of my fingers going up as I talk about them, but what I know is that there are some crazy things people do to fingers too, and so I hope that does not happen to any of us in the fight for freedom and liberty that we are now called to take a stand for, and to realize our own personal responsibility. To team which we are, my friends, on the same side, unless you've been duped in order to think the fear is more faithful than love. It is just not true, and yet the devil shows up offering you everything that you wanted on a silver plate, and yet it says that in the place of that which you desire comes your soul. It's true, many have been sold out, and in the process of selling themselves that they have sold us out to. It is true, and yet we have to do what's required, and that means that we can just sing a song when we feel inspired, and to know that it won't be perfect, but that's okay, and we'll carry on anyway. Now that we have the insights that were captured, now we just comment below what they mean to us and for us, and what we'll do with them, because at the end of the day, action is the only thing that separates a good intention from a victory. It is true that we are the warriors on planet Earth right now. And while you may work for a paycheck that tells you you've got to keep ones like me in check, I tell you, it's time for you to know what is really at stake, and why they've cast so much confusion on who and whose we think we are, so that we think it's separate. The box we put God into, look at how I radiate light. I don't try, but it is the fight, and sometimes we think what looks light is actually good, when the truth is that it can be pretend when it doesn't come get it if I could, my God. Sometimes I blow myself away with what I say. Not because it was mine, but because it came through me. I don't call myself a channel or think I am special, because I'm not. Just like Jesus, I say this too, you can do and so much more. I hope you understand that each of us have a circle of influence with the ones that we have been trained to keep close and to keep them in check, because that is how society has continued to tick along. And now we have a chance to say, let us change the rules of the game together. If we sold ourselves out, let us come back and accept who we are before we traded our soul. And sure, if you've done so, you may have traded karma and accrued some damage. But in the end, you can recover, because so long as we come back to who and whose we are and help a few others in the process of coming home. Once we've learned the map of the road, that's what we came here to do. That's what I do for you, because I've been broken and bruised and taken down so many times. I learned a million ways to get up, and so I'll keep trying my very best to help you do the same. We've all survived 100% of all of the darkest days of our journey, and to that I say, life is precious, not to be taken for granted. And yet, life means change. Be willing to change. Be willing to say there's a better way when we feel it in our heart. That's what we respond to, and when we do, everything changes for us, because that's why we came here. I hope that you got what you came here for, as I go past a prestigious looking house or estate. And that is when I say you are wealthy beyond measure too. We each have this kingdom that is within us, and so I hope you will go inside yourself. It's true. Find what you came here to do, but no, it's about who you can be. It's not what you can do, and they're not the same. So with that in mind, and then dropping into our heart, that's the end for today. Namaste, toodaloo, thank you. Goodbye for now, my friends. Keep shining and be the one you have been waiting for, and speak your truth, because if you don't know what you stand for, you'll risk falling for just anything, and we can't afford that. It is true. Namaste, I'll start another one shortly, but for now I want to know what's playing. It's true.